Hey guys, how you guys doing? Um, so it's Saturday. Ah, yeah. So it's nice time to relax a little bit more and take things a little bit more easy, I guess. Um, Personally, for me, Saturday is reflection day. I get to think about how my week has been, the lives I've impacted, and the lives that have impacted me, and also changes that I need to make and improvement opportunities I've identified. So it's kind of like a what worked well week, a day, and then what could even be better. And that's what Saturday is for me. And I mean, we can always do better, right? It doesn't matter where we're at. It doesn't matter how well we're doing. We can always do better. So personally, for me, I try to think about, where can I improve? And as I was thinking about that, I can't remember what exactly it was I was listening to, and I made this notes. I have a stack of these. Something pops in my head. I actually have them all over my all over my table. My maid gets a little bit irritated sometimes because she's tidying up and she sees all these stacks of notes I keep making. I have a notebook, but I don't know. Sometimes an idea pops into my head and I just grab one of these notes and I write something. And on this one, I wrote something about fear and the fact that people tend to want to, we tend to want to pretend like fear isn't real. And what I've found to be really powerful is acceptance. Yeah, acceptance of the fact that fear is a normal part of life. You know, it's normal. It's normal. It's if you meet someone who is absolutely not afraid, what do you think? There's something wrong with them, right? It has to be because we all afraid of something. We all are. Doesn't matter what it is. Even people who are very wealthy, if you have conversations with them, they're afraid of something. Sometimes it's the fear that for some of the very wealthy people, they could lose all their money. Sometimes, even if it's not that, it could simply be the fact that they're afraid that something's going to happen that they cannot solve with the wealth they have. And then when you talk with poor people, so to say, when people say people are economically poor, I really don't believe in that term because I think it's a misperception. A lot of you know I come originally from West Africa, and I know what it is not to have enough, and what it is to live on 1 or 2 meals a day. And this is not like for a couple of months. I'm talking about for years, and it's not really a big deal. You sort of get used to it. So I know about poverty, but I also know that that is financial poverty because you find a lot of people that are so-called financially poor. I mean, they're like the happiest people. They don't have any cares. They sleep with their doors open. Uh, they have fun. They have create constructive ways of enjoying their life, and they're usually very happy. They would like to do better if they could, but they don't let it stop them from enjoying life. So when I talk about fear, I guess it applies differently to different people. When you think about your own life, what I like you to think about as we round up this week is what impact fear is having in your life. Because fear is normal. It is what you do with it that I think counts. Um, when I was 14, I think, yeah, I was 14, yeah. And so it was one of the first time, I think actually the first time I actually spoke in public in front of a large crowd of people. And I was asked to share a message with them. Talk about fear, man. My tongue was dry, my stomach was tight, I felt like throwing up. And and I kept saying, okay. Then it was time for me to speak, and I stood up, went, in front of the people, and I started talking. And I almost threw up because I was young. I was a teenager, and I had to talk in front of all these grown-ups, people who have been working for years. And I just shared my message. Here is the amazing thing that happened, though, and this taught me, a good lesson. By the time I started speaking, and I just got so caught up in my message, in what I had to share. And I was watching, occasionally watching the people. Mostly I just look straight ahead. I just looked like dead straight ahead, not meeting anybody's eyes. But as I got into the passion of my message, because I really wanted to share something really powerful with the people, something that was of concern to me and that would benefit them, I really got into that. I kind of forgot about the people, and all I was focused on was, sharing and making sure they understood what I was trying to communicate. Now, I kind of lost track of time when that happened, and by the time I knew what was going on, I'd spent like 30 minutes, some talking, and I had to stop, get off and so forth. But you would think that, oh, okay, now you've done it the first time and that's it. You're not going to be afraid again. That's not true, because ever since then, every time I have to speak in front of a crowd of people, it's always the same. It hasn't changed. I mean, now I know to expect it. I know it's going to happen. And I know what it now tells me. My interpretation of it has changed. Now I interpret it as, okay, this is me getting ready. And this is part of it. And as soon as I start, all that energy of fear is going to, feed into my ability to express myself. And that's generally what tends to happen. So, I mean, now I've been, this is more than, almost 30 years that I've been, speaking to people, talking and sharing the different messages. And what I found is that feeling doesn't go away. The fear is now normal. That's what I want you to understand. It's normal. It is how you decide to interpret it and how you decide to channel it that really count. So don't be afraid to be afraid, if I can say that. Don't. It's totally okay. Sometimes we have kids and we tell them, oh, it's okay, don't be afraid. Well, be afraid. I mean, it makes sense. The reason you have fear, it's kind of a protection mechanism. That's what fear does. Fear helps you get ready. It's helping you get ready to run, or it's helping you get ready to prepare. I like to use my fear to get me ready to prepare. So if I have exams, when I used to have exams, well, I still do exams occasionally, depending on training. And I know I'm beginning to feel a little bit scared. I just make sure I get thoroughly prepared. I know that, look, I have done everything I can to be ready. So fear means you're not ready. Get ready. Fear means find a way to protect yourself. Make sure things are properly organized. So get ready. And if you understand that concept of fear and then you begin to operate from that mindset, you will experience a different, outcome in life in a lot of situations. And actually what's going to happen is when you're about to do something, you're going to begin to look around like, hey, where's the fear? Yeah, fear for me is not like a trigger. It's telling me that, okay, you're heading in the right direction. You just need to get ready. So fear means what? Get ready, prepare. Fear means what? Prepare, all right? So if there's any area of your life, it could be work you're doing, your family, the girl you want to ask out, the guy you want to ask out, the conversation you want to have with your husband or your significant other, the conversation you want to have with your kids about something important, and you have a little bit of apprehension, you have a little bit of fear, a new job you want to take on, a new trip you want to embark on, whatever it is, and you begin to feel that, thin in the pit of your stomach and the dryness of your throat and your tongue, sticking to the, the roof of your mouth, the shortness of breath, you're feeling all that. It's simply telling you that you need to get ready. So you sit down and think about, okay, what do I need to prepare to make sure that, I can handle this? And then what you find is that fear becomes a propellant. It begins to drive you forward very strongly. All right. So it's the end of a week. Like I said, I'm just taking the time out to do some reviews and try to see where I can improve and do things better. And keep sending in your comments and stuff, to me. I will talk about them, when I make these videos for you guys. And you'll be amazed how an idea from you can actually impact somebody else. And you could just be the person that asks the question or makes the comment that's running through somebody else's mind. And you could be the trigger for transformation in their lives, okay? So it's all about transformation, guys. So use your fear. Let it be a signal for you to get ready. And I'll talk to you soon. Love you guys.